A supermarket is a large store where you buy food, drinks, cleaning supplies, and many other things for your home. My fridge is almost empty. I have no milk, no bread, no vegetables. So I decided to go grocery shopping. You will learn many new English words about food, shopping, and daily life. So let's begin. It all started this morning. I opened my fridge. It was sad, just a few eggs, half a lemon, and an old carrot. I closed the fridge and opened my kitchen cupboard. Only a packet of biscuits and some tea bags. I said to myself, Zoya, you need to go shopping. I took a small notebook and a pen. I sat at my kitchen table. I started writing a shopping list. A shopping list is a piece of paper where you write down everything you need to buy. This helps you not forget anything. I thought about what I needed. Milk, bread, eggs, butter, rice, onions, tomatoes, potatoes, apples, chicken, and dish soap. I wrote everything down. I also added chocolate because I wanted a treat. I checked my list. There were 12 items. I put the list in my pocket. I took my reusable shopping bag. A reusable bag is a cloth bag that you can use many times instead of plastic. It is better for the environment. I put on my shoes, picked up my wallet and phone, and left my apartment. I was ready to go grocery shopping. I walked to the supermarket. It was only 10 minutes from my house. The supermarket was called Freshmart. It was a big building with large glass doors. I could see people pushing trolleys full of food. A trolley is a metal cart on wheels that you push around the store to hold your groceries. Some people call it a shopping cart. I walked through the automatic doors. Whoosh, they opened. Inside, the supermarket was bright and clean. The lights were white and everywhere. There was soft music playing. I could hear the beeping sound of cash registers. Cash registers are machines where you pay. The first thing I saw was a big stack of trolleys near the entrance. They were all nested inside each other. I pulled one out. It made a little rattling noise. I pushed it forward. The wheels turned easily. I took my shopping list out of my pocket. Okay, Zoya, let's start. I looked around. The supermarket was divided into different sections. Sections are different areas for different types of products. I saw a sign that said produce, that's where fruits and vegetables are. Another sign said dairy, that's where milk, cheese, and butter are. Another said bakery, that's where bread and cakes are. I decided to start with the produce section. I pushed my trolley towards the produce section. The smell was fresh and earthy, like soil and leaves. There were piles of colorful fruits and vegetables. Red apples, green apples, yellow bananas, orange oranges, purple grapes, green lettuce, red tomatoes, brown potatoes, and more. I stopped in front of the apples. There were 3 types, Red Delicious, Granny Smith, Green, and Fuji. I picked up a red apple. It felt firm and smooth. I put it in a small plastic bag. Then I put the bag in my trolley. I took 5 apples. Next, I needed bananas. Bananas were in a big bunch. A bunch is a group of bananas attached together. I pulled 1 banana off the bunch. Then I realized you usually buy the whole bunch. I laughed at myself. I put the whole bunch in my trolley, about 6 bananas. Then I needed onions, tomatoes, and potatoes. I found the onions. They were in a big bin. I picked up 3 onions. They were brown and papery on the outside. Then I picked up 4 tomatoes. They were bright red and soft. Then I picked up 5 potatoes. They were dirty with a little mud. I put everything in separate plastic bags. I tied each bag and put them in my trolley. I also needed garlic. I found a small basket of garlic heads. A head of garlic is a whole bulb with many small cloves inside. I took 1 head. It smelled strong. I put it in my trolley. The produce section was done. I looked at my list. I had crossed off apples, bananas, onions, tomatoes, potatoes, garlic. Good. Next, I went to the dairy section. The dairy section is cold because milk, yogurt, and cheese need to stay cool. I felt a chill as I walked in. There were large refrigerated shelves, fridges with glass doors. I opened one fridge door. Cold air hit my face. Inside, there were many types of milk, full fat, low fat, skimmed, almond milk, soy milk. I wanted full fat milk. I picked up a 1-liter carton. A carton is a paper box. I put it in my trolley. I also needed butter. I found butter next to the milk. There was salted butter and unsalted butter. I took salted butter. It came in a small yellow wrapper. I also saw yogurt and cheese, but I didn't need them today. Then I went to the bakery section. The smell was amazing, warm bread and sweet cakes. There were loaves of bread on wooden shelves. A loaf is a whole piece of bread. I picked up a brown loaf, whole wheat bread. It was soft. I put it in my trolley. I also saw croissants and muffins, but I didn't buy them. I was being good. Then I needed eggs. I found eggs in a refrigerated shelf near the bakery. Eggs come in a cardboard box called an egg carton. I picked up a carton of 6 eggs. I opened it to check if any eggs were broken. They were all fine. I put the carton in my trolley carefully. Eggs are fragile, they break easily. Next on my list was rice. I went to the dry goods section. Dry goods are things like rice, pasta, flour, and pulses that don't need to be kept cold. There was a whole aisle of rice. Aisle is a long walkway between shelves. This aisle had rice from different countries: basmati, jasmine, brown rice, white rice, long grain, short grain. I was confused. Which one should I buy? I stood there for a minute. A kind old lady was also looking at rice. She saw my confused face and said, "Are you looking for something specific, dear?" I said, "I just want simple rice for everyday cooking." She smiled and said, "Then take this one, it's good for everything." She pointed to a bag of white long grain rice. "Thank you so much," I said. She said, "You're welcome." I put the 2-kilogram bag of rice in my trolley. I also saw pasta nearby: spaghetti, macaroni, penne. I didn't need pasta today, but I made a mental note for next time. Then I needed chicken. I went to the meat section. The meat section had a butcher counter. A butcher is a person who cuts and sells meat. There were trays of chicken, beef, and fish wrapped in plastic. I picked a tray of chicken breast, 2 pieces. The price was 250 rupees. I put it in my trolley. Almost done. I needed dish soap. Dish soap is the liquid you use to wash dishes. I went to the cleaning supplies aisle. There were many types: lemon scent, orange scent, antibacterial, gentle on hands. I picked up a green bottle that said lemon fresh. I put it in my trolley. But then I made a funny mistake. Right next to the dish soap, there were bottles of floor cleaner. They looked very similar: same size, same color, same shape. I picked up a blue bottle without reading carefully. I thought it was dish soap. I put it in my trolley. Only later at home would I realize my mistake. But that's for later. I also saw laundry detergent, for washing clothes. I didn't need it today. I moved on. Now, my list was almost finished. I had one more thing: chocolate. I went to the snack aisle. There were chips, cookies, candies, and chocolates. I picked up a large bar of milk chocolate with almonds. It was my treat. I put it in my trolley. I smiled. Shopping is hard work, so I deserve chocolate. I looked at my list one last time. Everything was crossed off. I had milk, bread, eggs, butter, rice, apples, bananas, onions, tomatoes, potatoes, garlic, chicken, dish soap, and chocolate. 14 items. Time to pay. I pushed my trolley towards the checkout counters. Checkout counters are where you pay. There were many counters. Some had long lines, some had short lines. I chose a counter with only 2 people in front of me. I stood in line and waited. In front of me, a man was buying many things, a whole trolley full. The cashier was scanning each item. Scanning means passing the item over a red laser light that reads the barcode. A barcode is a set of black lines on the product. The scanner beeped each time. Beep, beep, beep. The cashier was fast. When it was my turn, I put all my items on the moving belt. The belt is a black rubber strip that moves forward, taking items to the cashier. I put heavy things first, rice, milk, chicken. Then lighter things, bread, eggs, chocolate. The cashier scanned everything. The screen showed the total, 890 rupees. I took out my wallet. I gave the cashier a 1,000 rupee note. She gave me 110 rupees back as change. She also gave me a long paper, the receipt. The receipt lists everything you bought and the price. I folded the receipt and put it in my wallet. Then I had to pack my groceries. I took out my reusable bag. I put heavy things at the bottom, rice, milk, chicken. Then medium things, apples, potatoes, onions. Then light things, bread, eggs on top so they don't get crushed. I also put the chocolate in a safe place. I zipped my bag. I pushed my empty trolley back to the trolley bay near the entrance. Then I picked up my heavy bag and walked out of the supermarket. The automatic doors opened. I stepped outside. The fresh air felt good. I started walking home. The bag was heavy. My arms were getting tired. I switched the bag from my right hand to my left hand. After 5 minutes, I switched again. I was sweating a little. But I was happy. I had all the food I needed for the week. When I reached my apartment, I unlocked the door. I put the bag on the kitchen table. I started unpacking, putting things in the fridge or in the cupboard. Milk in the fridge. Eggs in the fridge. Butter in the fridge. Vegetables in the fridge drawer. Rice in the cupboard. Bread on the counter. Chocolate in a secret drawer. Then I took out the blue bottle. I was about to put it next to the kitchen sink. But I stopped. I read the label. Floor cleaner, for mopping floors. Do not use on dishes. Oh no! I had bought floor cleaner instead of dish soap. I laughed out loud. Zoya, you are so silly. I said to myself. I looked at my receipt. It said floor cleaner, 120 rupees. I had paid for floor cleaner. I didn't have dish soap. Now I had to go back to the supermarket tomorrow. But for tonight, I would use an old trick, a little vinegar and baking soda to wash my dishes. I learned my lesson, always read the label carefully. Even with my silly mistake, I was happy. I went grocery shopping all by myself. I made a list. I found everything. I paid and packed. I learned so many new English words today. Let me review them for you. Supermarket, shopping list, reusable bag, trolley, or shopping cart, produce section, dairy section, bakery section, dry goods, aisle, butcher, checkout counter, cashier, scan, barcode, receipt, fragile, treat, and floor cleaner, which is not dish soap. Grocery shopping is a normal part of life. Every week, millions of people go to supermarkets. Now you know the English words to do it yourself. Next time you go to a grocery store, try to use these words. Say trolley instead of cart. Say receipt instead of paper. Say produce for fruits and vegetables. Thank you for watching my grocery shopping journey. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Watch my other videos: airport, restaurant, shopping mall, hospital, gym, university, and dinner at an English friend's house. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye and happy shopping.